Hello and welcome to the backyard. Today we are joined by a very special guest. Special guest, tell him who you are and tell him what you do.
Hi, my name's Justin Leapart, but I go by DJ Ananas. I am a DJ, a producer, musical curator, and yeah, do a bunch of other things. And excited to be here. So,
Amazing.
Yeah.
And where are you from? How did DJ Ananas start? What are the origins?
Yeah, so I was born in South Carolina, raised in Virginia, graduated high school in Virginia, came up to Springfield, and played rugby at AIC, went to college at AIC, triple major, double minor, then became a community person and, DJ and all that fun stuff in the area. So, yeah.
Awesome. Amazing. Let's get into it. How would you describe yourself and your work? What is the vibe that you curate?
Ooh, okay. The vibe I curate, I market it as alternative house music. As I do like house music, I have a very specific like bounce sound that's like very attached to how I DJ. And then the alternative part is just because I do hate the repetitiveness of like boots and cats over and over. I'll take different elements of anything and just bring it in and curate around that. So yeah.
Well, what do you look for when you are curating a mix or like what are some like places that you go to look for samples or for music that other people might not?
Okay, so man, that's such a weighted one. I'll start with this. The things that I curate around are based off of media. So like for example, I've curated alternative playlists for films, TV shows, documentaries and things like that. So like Euphoria, 500 Days of Summer, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and one of my favorite movies, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. So I'll talk about that one specifically. In that movie, there's a specific scene where it's like, oh, I know you like this band called Where's Fluffy, but I replaced that with DJ Ananas and like my cool tag. And it's like, yeah, I've heard 7 of your mixes. And like that's like one way that I curate around that. And when I make my edits or my blends and stuff like that, I use that as my DJ tag. So when other DJs use it, they can take the acapella part out, and then just have like 16 bars of like beats to work with. So I like to think forward for the next person, but also think about what I would need. I was like, I don't know, it's complicated, it comes from everywhere. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I think I've told you this before, but I love your music selection. I remember one time we were at Make It Springfield during the sample flip, and that Arcane song came on, the French one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shoot, I've never heard that.
Yeah,
like,
I forgot I even have a playlist for Arcane. So
you have like a whole Arcane mix?
Yeah, literally. It's like, I think it's 47 minutes and there's like voice, like audio clips from the show that I like take out to like curate. Like the cool thing about the curation is even if you've never seen the thing, still feel connected to it. And like I don't know, like the songs like connect. So yeah.
All right. And if you could look back to any particular moment where your DJing career was born or it started, what was that moment? How did you become a DJ?
Yeah, so back to the college thing. I was playing rugby and I got hurt. I like tore my PCL and meniscus and college athlete with free time. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And my cousin, when I was home, was like, hey, have you ever heard of Tractor? And I was like, no, but it sounds interesting. Give it to me. So he gave me access to Tractor, and I started with that, and I started DJing in my like dorm room, my crutches and stuff, just moving around one semester. And then I met this dude named Austin Fair, and he was like, hey, are you a DJ or something? I was like, nah, man. Like I kind of just like play music or whatever, and he really pushed me. He was like, "Nah, like you gotta embrace that." So I would say it was probably that moment with Austin Fair, after the injury to like push me to do that, and then like that first year I was doing music festivals and DJing in front of thousands of people.
And by the end of that year, that same year,
yeah, like
Holy
it's
crap.
a blessing. And I like look back at it and I'm like, wow. It's like when you're playing Mario Kart and you hit like a speed boost that you weren't ready for, but like you just figure it out along the way.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
very blessed that my career like started through tragedy, and also like progress so quickly. But I'm glad I can keep doing it. It's almost, I think we're almost at like 10 years.
10 years by now?
Yeah, almost. We're getting there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So in your 10 years of experience, how have you seen the DJing landscape kind of change?
Oh man.
And how like following that, how would you expect it to change in the future?
So I've seen it change like in a consumerism aspect. It's like companies have kind of come together and made like things the industry standard, which is, you know, like good and bad at the same time. It's good for accessibility for like, hey, we have to switch DJs, bada bing, bada boom, put a flash drive in, we're good. Rather than like unplug all this other stuff. But I do feel the limitations of that. And I feel like as we're moving forward, I feel that DJing is becoming a little more limited. Before, when I started, like, people had record pools, and then obviously people were illegally downloading music, like, you know, YouTube, the MP3, SoundCloud downloaders, bada bing, bada boom. But now it's like DJing softwares are pushing towards streaming, which is like kind of bad in a sense, because it like really pushes like us being connected to the internet so much. I'm also a vinyl DJ, so it's like I can DJ without a computer if I needed to. So I think that's another thing that I'm not seeing so much of anymore, but maybe there'll be a resurgence. And yeah.
How do you see it changing in the future?
Ooh, how I see it changing in the future, just being more accessible. Like, so, and like not in a bad way. Like now you can like literally plug your phone into a whole DJ board and just use the sound card in your phone or an iPad, and like that's really good. I'm seeing more young people get into it, which is like really nice. There's like schools and programs that teach DJing. I also teach DJing to people and the youth.
Pretty close by, right?
Yeah, literally.
I think there was like a DJ Academy.
Yeah,
that's
there's a
like
DJ
I think
Academy.
actually really close here too.
And yeah, I just think like more accessible, and like I know people are like, oh, now there's 30,000 DJs, blah blah blah. We need more electricians or something. I don't know, but like, who doesn't like art, right? Like,
seriously.
if people put out quality and they do it with intention, I'm not gonna knock the next person who wants to try. So I hope in the future we just get a lot of quality, and we use technology in a good, sustainable, productive way, that, you know, we can grow.
Since we're talking about technology, we can talk about AI, right? So how do you see that kind of feeding into the DJing space, and how can people who maybe are more like vinyl DJs or, you know, something of that sort kind of adapt or you know, stay away?
Yeah, so I think if you're a vinyl DJ solely, that's such a niche thing, because technology has come, you know, it started with vinyl, and then there became the CDJs where you put a CD into like the bottom slot, and then you would play what's on the CD and like burn CDs, and then we went to laptop DJing. Now we're back like just a flash drive thing. But with like AI specifically, the way I've seen it is there's a DJ software called Virtual DJ, and they're in beta right now, where they have a AI like library like tool that you can use that's like, hey, I'm playing this song, can you help me find songs that look like this? And it'll use some form of AI, I assume it's like ChatGPT, and like look up a bunch of songs, which I think super convenient if you're prepping. Now if you're like live and like you're super efficient and you can do all of that, more power to you. I just always tell people, if you're going to use it, which I don't think you should, because, you know, the long lasting effects and like micro communities in which you destroy, you know, just like don't use it as your crutch and your say all be all. But it has been nice because, I don't know, it's been nice in the advancement of technology. It's not considered AI, quote unquote, but like, for example, in Serato, if you use stems, you can hit a button, take out the vocals, you can take out the drums, bada bing, bada boom. There's some type of algorithm used for that, and people could argue like that's AI for it to be able to do it so freely. So if I would be like, no AI, then I'd be like, no stems for anybody, possibly. And I don't want to be that person, so use it as a tool, not as a crutch.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Or not at all.
Yeah, that too, you know? Easy.
All right. So,
drink more water.
Absolutely no. Keep drinking water before it's all poisoned by AI.
Literally.
They have all these like data centers coming up around the
They have
country.
one in Chicopee.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We're fucked.
For-
oh my god, sorry, excuse me. We're screwed.
It's for surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
It's for surveillance for the police department.
Mm-hmm.
For
A
traffic.
friend of mine, like it's crazy, the whole surveillance thing, like the surveillance state that's obviously emerging with like Palantir and everything. A friend of mine literally got visited by the FBI because of a photo they posted onto Instagram here in like Northampton. And it's just crazy to know that this is something that is going to be only happening more.
Yeah. Don't get visited by the FBI. Would
No,
not suggest it.
just be careful.
Been there, done that. Not a good time.
Really? Do you want to get it? No, we don't have to
story
get
for a
into
different time.
Okay, moving on. So DJing is an art.
It is.
I feel like not everybody would. People with a brain would come to that conclusion, but not everybody would. What are some challenges that you feel are unique or come up more often in the DJing space or the art of DJing?
Okay. In the art of DJing, I will bring up, I think the biggest one is technology, right? So we've become really accustomed to like these things called controllers, right? And I have a controller, I have, a mixer, whatever. Controller lets you do so many different things. So I'll start with my S8, for example. That's my bread and butter. It is a giant stem player that lets me level my music. Rather than I hit a button and takes it out, I can take it up or down by a percentage. What my struggle is, because I use something so specific and so niche, it's really hard for me to I won't say it's really hard because some people are willing to do it, but it makes it a little tougher to work with other people because of the lack of space in which I need. Because the other part of it is I don't fully like controllers because I like turntables. So I'll do a controller turntable setup or a mixer turntable setup. But the thing is, a lot of other people don't use turntables. So I feel like the biggest issue in the art is not everyone's on the same page because there's so much stuff to use. But I don't want to be that guy who's you're not a real DJ if you don't use turntables. But it all started on turntables, so I do suggest people learn. So when someone who uses turntables solely is hey, this is what I use, they're not coming off as egregious and being on some diva stuff. So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, it's like using a calculator instead of training your brain to do equations or math on the spot. So I see you a lot on Instagram speaking about how you people love to approach you with offers of $200 to come to DJ, and which is terrible, egregious, considering I know DJ get paid.
I understand budgets. But here's the thing. It's how do I explain it? It's I can give what I can give, but I still have to be able to do what I can do. So it's for anyone that asks, let me look in the camera. My minimum to DJ is $300. Why, you may ask, is because it is the price to replace the cheapest piece of equipment if something were to break. Simple as that. Because my thing is, hey, say I do a gig for $200 and, something breaks and I have another gig tomorrow, but now that thing that I need's broken, I need to be able to get it again. I had this happen before. Doing the thing. Someone's plug, shorted out one of my boards. So I had to buy a new board. RIP to if you know, my orange board with all the flowers. Yeah. So yeah, I would say it's a challenge because I want to work and give to art, but at the same time, certain things do come at a price. And when you do something for a certain amount of time, your price goes up, your quality continues to go up. And I just ask that people, invest in me like I've invested in myself so I can invest in them. But I will sometimes do things for $200 or even for free. But don't expect people to do things for free. And, here's a really big one. Exposure or saying this is a really good thing, and this will help people, get to know you, is not a good sustainable way for artists to continue to be artists, because eventually exposure doesn't pay bills. Exposure and high fives don't pay like what's on the inside and investing in what yourself. Like that really sucks.
Yeah.
And I would love to do art for free constantly, but it also costs me so much money to do the art that people just consume. So yeah.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a craft that you've honed for years and
Yeah.
years. So
And
like you'd want an equal, or at least just a fair investment in the investment that you put into the craft. So no, I completely get that. Yeah.
Tough.
And how do you navigate that when somebody does come to you with like $200? Like what do you say to them?
Yeah. I just think it's like, you know your worth, and you have to, like, how I do it is like, I'm a pretty chill person for the most part. I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry, like that's under my minimum, but like if I can, like, we can work something out, like I can, I can be here for this amount of time. I can't be here for 6 hours like you want, or whatever that thing might be. Or if it's like a plug and play, I'm not, like, if I don't have to bring anything except for like my board and just my laptop and that's it, like I don't have to bring speakers, all that fun stuff, then yeah, maybe I'll do it. But also, it's just based off relationships. Like, I have friends that know they can't pay me to do things, so sometimes I just step forward and say, hey, I'll do this thing for free because I have the time. So just building good relationships. You don't want to come off as a rude person and be like, no. $200.
That's just self-respect, I think.
Exactly. So, and like, I get it, because to anyone else, like, maybe even the people watching this, like $200 to come play, like, and hit buttons and play music, I could do that. And I'm like, it looks a lot easier on the outside. And I don't want to get into like the details of it, but it's just like, yeah, I think my setup by itself, like my minimal setup, is like roughly a $2,500 setup. And that's just based off of my laptop. So like, yeah, like $200 ain't gonna do nothing for me. But yeah, good relationships.
It's completely reasonable.
Yeah.
And creating relationships is important, I feel like, in any not even just in the confines of art making, but just in life in general, in community. What would you say community has done for you in your role as an artist and as just a member?
Yeah, I did not know that me getting into community meant I was gonna become like a blueprint for people, a leader for people, like someone that people can like lean on. And all of that's a blessing. It can feel a little overbearing at times, but it's, at the end of the day, it's a blessing. It means people trust you. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just a blessing to be able to say I'm that. But the thing that community like taught me is like the importance of accountability. Like just across the board, it's like sometimes things happen in community that we just have to hold people accountable for. And whatever happens with that is like, even if they're not held accountable, it's just like the knowledge is there. And I think that's like really important. And then the accountability of knowing like your role in community. It's like, hey, I'm a curator, so I'm gonna try to put people in places that fit for them, or create a place that fits for them and curate around that. So
do you feel like you have a responsibility as an artist to do that thing, to create spaces for people, or?
yeah, I think like, I don't even know how to explain this, because it'll always go back to like, when I decided to become a DJ, I didn't think it would come to all of this, like, the Island Misfit Toys.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't really think, creating a space for people was going to be part of the job, right? I just thought I was going to be playing music, and then people like the music that you play, and they like the vibe that you give off, and then they like the people that like the vibe, and then those people become like, and it just like, I don't know. It's amazing and it's beautiful, and I think it is a responsibility for all artists across the board to create a space, not just for your art, but for the people who are consuming your art.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I think you did an immaculate job organizing the Island of Misfit Toys. The how many times did you do that?
Oh my God, I don't even 5, 6, maybe 5 or 6. Yeah,
and it was always such an immense vibe, and it was always so cool to be there. How did that begin? Where were the how did you start? What was the initial idea?
Yeah, so the initial idea for the island came from me watching Perks of Being a Wallflower. And like there's this line, and also I do a thing with my DJ tag on it as well. But they just like brought up this idea of like, you know, just being a bunch of misfits and like, you know, not the normal people. And I realized like I was DJing so much. I was like 3-4 days a week. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of not playing the same songs, but I'm playing the same feel of songs, and I'm getting away from like, you know, the alternative house music stuff that I like. And I was like, I'll slip a couple bouncy songs and some K Tronada songs in there. But people just wanted to hear like, you know, your bar songs and all that fun stuff. So it started out as a, hey friends, come over on a Sunday. I just want to play some music, make some tacos. And then and then in that night it turned into people doing freestyles on the microphone. And then, you know, I just posted it online and people are like, yo, your studio is cool. And I'm like,
studio.
And I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. But people don't realize like everything that I post is actually inside my apartment, like where we're sitting right now. So I decided to do another one at Dewey's, and then, you know, one at street level, and it's just, yeah, it just kept building and building, and it just brought a bunch of cool artists, and even people I didn't know were in the community around, and became a super safe space for women, and femme individuals, and a BIPOC community, and like LGBTQ community, and just like, I don't know. And a space for anime lovers. Yeah. Like I think that yes. that was the biggest one. Like yeah, people who love anime would come and cosplay, and we'd have like an anime night and Dragon Ball Z, and it was like a cool time. Cool time.
One thing that I think is amazing and so powerful about creating those kinds of spaces is the way that people will take what you built and expand on it, or you know, just run with it, and it's amazing. It's amazing. How have people influence the evolution of that, and even just like your work in general?
Yeah, man, that's a weighted one. It ironically, so all right, I'll do it this way. I'll talk about on a bigger scale, and I'll get on a local scale. On a bigger scale, I've reached people overseas, people on the West Coast, and built a community on the West Coast, and like who really like support what I do. So it's like, oh, DJ Ananas has a new setup. I'm gonna listen to it. Cool. And then they'll message me like, oh, at this mark, there's like a comment, and then they'll also text me and be like, bro, I don't know how you pulled that off. So like I have friends who are like also on the Grammy board, and like they'll call me for advice, and they're like, oh, it's like your level of attention behind things like also I guess helps them influence their vote in the Grammys. So I'm like, ooh, one day maybe I'll be on the Grammy board. But like,
so you're telling me you've had an influence on the Grammy like outcomes?
I wouldn't say fully, but I've been called and I'm like, hey, what do you think of this project? Oh, I never thought of it that way. I really appreciate your level of intention, and I like display that through my music. And you know, I think that's really nice, and it's built a community of people I've never even connected with, like IRL. And then on a local level, I feel it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, we see the success of this thing, and we want to, I guess, like, I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't call it incorporate. It's really just like hijack at that point. It's like, hey, Island of Misfit Toys, Good Friday Island. Good Friday Island vibes. My marketing straight flowers and like whatever. They decided to put flowers on the thing, and it was just like the timing of it was really weird. But like, I look at it and I'm like, of course I could be like, oh my god, stop stealing my idea. But it's like, okay, you see some appeal to this because maybe you want to get more of these people who come to this event to come to your event. So if I can do that for you, awesome. Cool. I make edit packs. These people who particularly might not like me, quote unquote, will still hear my edit pack because people in their community will listen to it and share it. And then I'm not gonna gatekeep and not give my music to people because it's not really my music at the end of the day. I'm just like taking pieces of the world around me and just like curating it and reproducing it. So yeah, I'll send an email to them. I'm like, hey, this is what I played at this concert. And then some of the songs that I play at the concert make it onto their playlist for their next event. It's kind of crazy. But
I think I saw a one of your stories was somebody asking if or telling you that they were hoping to play some of your mixes in Tokyo, like Japan.
Yeah.
How does that feel to nobody know that somebody 24 hours away by plane, just like across the world, is interested in spreading the gospel of DJ Ananas?
Right? I'm on the back end of it now, so it's like it's more normal now. When it first started, I was like, whoa, how did you find me? And it was like, oh, it's just like your sound's really cool and like unique. So I like kind of leaned into that, but it's like I learned to appreciate it, but like it's not the sale be all, right? It's like I can connect with someone in Japan, cool, but unless I go to Japan, I won't really understand the influence that it has. But at the same time, why not just spread the quote unquote gospel? But like, yeah, I don't know. It's really like, to anyone who's watching this interview, I just encourage you to listen to my music, and you're gonna understand within like 5 minutes of what all of this means, because it sounds drastically different. And I'm glad that people appreciate it. Yeah. Even people who don't speak the same language as me.
There you go.
Isn't that the beauty of music and art?
It's a universal language.
Right?
It truly is. So, what is a great story or experience that you can share from your time DJing?
I have so many of these, but I'm going to go with my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite is when I met one of my favorite artists and her mom, Audrey Nuna. When I got to open for Audrey Nuna, my friend DJ Ananas, Vision Entertainment, was like, hey man, have you ever heard of this artist named Audrey Nuna? And I was like, yeah. He's like, hey, I don't really like know her music like that. Can you like come open with me? And I was like, for sure. And ironically, I like go park my car, and like this woman's like following me like to the thing. So I like just hold the door for her. I'm like, I don't know. She was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And like, I'm from the South, so it's like, you hold the door for people. You ask how people's days are going. They don't do that up north.
I've heard that.
Whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. Go do the go do the opening set. Audrey goes do her show. And then she comes off stage. I'm just like standing there, and she was like, "First off, your hoodie, amazing. And your hair, amazing." And I was like, "Thank you, I appreciate it." I was like, "Your outfit, awesome." And then like this lady comes around the corner, and she's like, "Oh, hey, do you know this guy?" She was like, nah, like that was the DJ. And she's like, he's so nice. He held the door for me. And I was like, is this your mom? And she's like, yeah. So just like that, and I've met so many cool, famous people, and people are like, oh my God. But yeah, I don't know, just like that one little interaction of meeting someone I actually like really listened to, and then ironically meeting their mom in the process. And if anyone doesn't know who Audrey Nuna is, she is the voice actress for the singing parts of Mira and K-pop Demon Hunters.
I have not seen it yet.
You gotta watch it. I know it's really good.
Love that.
I do. I have a whole project dedicated to it of just remixes of the entire soundtrack.
Does she put like any workout before that? Or?
Oh my God, yeah. There's so much. Like Baby OG is such a great song. Mine's a great song. Time. I don't know. Just there's so many good Audrey Nuna projects before, and it was like really interesting to like meet her before like the K-pop Demon Hunter stuff, and like during, I'm thinking like what was the song that people were like really into at the time when she was like quote unquote like, how people was like, oh, this artist is now popping, and it's like, no, this artist's been making music for a while. You guys just now met this artist. So yeah. But she had a song with Jack Harlow. I cannot remember off the top of my head. And he was the feature. And I just remember like that was the time period. And everyone was like, oh, the girl with the song with Jack Harlow? And I'm like, you mean Jack Harlow's on the song with her? So, but
it's so funny how that works.
Yeah, that really blows my mind sometimes. Also, where's Jack Harlow at nowadays?
He's gone.
Exactly.
Audrey Nuna's still around?
Exactly.
That kind of reminds me of how like kids would be like, they have like a Fortnite skin, and they're like, oh, it's when they see that person in real life, they're like, oh, it's that guy from Fortnite. Are you kidding me?
Bro. I was like, wow. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I would hate like if people are like, oh, that's the girl from K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm like, no, she's an artist. And she's just like, I don't want to be like ironically, but like, yeah, like ironically in K-pop Demon Hunters. But like, listen to all this other stuff. Please. just do it. Yeah. So
awesome.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Let me see. love Audrey, dude.
No, it's okay.
She's so cool.
Give your spiel. It's all good. That's what I'm here for. Okay. Rapid fire segment.
Bam.
Describe your work in one word.
Amazing.
Amazing. Who, as the featured act, would you want to open for you?
Can I bring them back to life?
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse.
Oh, I feel like I knew you would say that. Would you also do like Catronata or?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, no. I would want to open for Catronata.
Mm-hmm. Not the other way around.
No. I could never. Mm-hmm. It's like my musical like.
Do you feel like he'd kind of show you off?
Maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, that's like Batman. You know, like that's like literal Batman. Mm-hmm. He's like a revolutionary to like the sound, in which I even enjoy. 99.99% Project is an album that changed my life, and Catronata's Boiler Room set. I saw on a Twitter clip, and I had to look it up, and I watched it before I went to go play my first ever music festival. Scrapped my entire playlist for that music festival and was like, I'm just gonna start doing this off the top of my head. And
like improvise at the festival?
Yeah, and I did. And like it was amazing. Some dude came up to me, he's like, you have this cool like bounce sound. Like, have you ever heard of Catronata? I was like, I just saw this dude on Twitter randomly. But back to rapid questions. I'm sorry, I can
all right, no, it's all good. No, don't worry about it. What would be your dream set? Where would it be? Visuals, and what would the crowd look like?
Ooh.
Ideal crowd.
Red Rocks.
Where's that?
Amphitheater in Colorado. Amazing. It's beautiful. It's an outdoor amphitheater between two giant Red Rocks. Crowd, you know, just like a international Island of Misfit Toys vibe.
That'd be so amazing.
You know, people in cosplay, you know, people just there to enjoy good music. But like, because it's me, they don't really know what they're getting into. I might give a theme. I'm like, this one's arcane themed, whatever. But like the songs, and then visuals, obviously anime, you know. Absolutely. JJK, Naruto. More JJK. More JJK. Yu Yu Hakusho. Initial D. And then, you know, there's this like little project I've been working on, where I've learned how to use my launch pad, like my drum machine, and I can emulate a video game on the side. Like underneath, because my computer has two.
So you're like playing a video game at the same time.
I'm trying to like learn how to use my drum pad and
control
DJ
the
at the same time, and like do some type of game on a visual thing. And I would love to pull that off.
That would be sick. Would it be like an early like a retro kind of video game
like,
style?
I'm talking like Tekken, Street Fighter, something. Maybe Frogger. You know. Play some Frogger.
I feel like you could manage that, DJ and play Frogger at the same time.
Yeah, definitely start small. Start small.
Then go to Dark Souls or.
Oh my God! Imagine. I've been struggling on Sekiro. I'm really bad at it.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. Genichiro was the bane of my existence for like many hours.
That's awful. But you know, I love those games.
Yeah, they're fun as much as they are frustrating.
If you're a masochist, like they're like a great time. But for me, I'm like, I will come to this once every like 3 months. And then I'll just like, all right, cool, that's enough of that. Back to Resident Evil. So.
Favorite video game?
I'm gonna go with Overwatch. Okay. Yeah, I love Overwatch.
10 years this year.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah. And I've played so many video games in my life, but like something about Overwatch, and I know Marvel Rivals is a thing, but like, I don't know, just that hero shooter thing, and like, you know, relying on your teammates to do certain things and like being able to help. Really nice.
I think it's just like fun. I think it's more fun than Rivals actually, but maybe that's a controversial opinion. I don't know. Okay. Biggest pet peeve as a DJ?
Less air horns and sound effects in R&B music, or in general.
Just across the board.
Actually, scratch that. Learn how to transition your music without using sound effects.
Straight from DJ Ananas.
Yes. You know who doesn't use sound effects except for DJ Ananas? DJ Ananas.
There you go.
Yeah.
And what is your dream, like superpower, favorite superpower that you would have right now?
Ooh, you ever watched the movie Jumper?
With Samuel L. Jackson and Hayden Christensen? No.
No, I'm kidding. I just realized. Yeah, of course. So yeah, that specifically.
So like pretty much teleportation.
Yeah, or like Nightcrawler. With like, I don't know what the limitation of Nightcrawlers is, but yeah, teleportation would be valid. Flying, you can accidentally like hurt yourself because if you go too high.
Yeah, like you suffocate. You get smacked in the face by bugs, and it's
Anything.
real cold up there.
Yeah.
You know,
like I love the Maximum Ride series as a kid, but yeah, they like really addressed that. They're like, we had to put on jackets because we're flying across the continental like U.S. and then we're about to go over to Europe.
Never heard of it.
James Patterson. It's about these kids that get experimented on and they have wings.
There you go.
Wild.
Last rapid fire question: one change you would make to the world right now?
Less capitalism. You know, like I think people are so rooted in capitalism that they can't think of anything else because everything we do is to pay bills.
Absolutely.
You know, people get into art because they want to make money. Or no, some people do get into art to make money, or people who don't understand art see that as valuable and they can make money from it. You know, so yeah, less capitalism. That means less social media.
Absolutely.
You know, less shucking and jiving for likes because people. When's the last time you saw a bad? Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you saw a bad food review?
I don't watch food reviews like that, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. But it's just like I was watching, you know, reels, whatever, and I'd like try to limit myself. But it's like every time I go, it's like, ooh, this food's amazing. Ah! And I'm like, bro, you're eating a bologna sandwich. Calm down. like,
oh my god.
But like, do it for the likes, I guess. Like, hey, you gotta pay your bills.
There's so many people. Like, I just see, like scrolling through YouTube. Like, I see these live streams of people just doing the most. Like the most.
Yeah.
Like, they take it to 100.
Because there's some people who are established in that, but then I feel like their whole careers get stuck in that. Like, and I sometimes love those people, but it's like, crap. Like, what happens when, you know, this thing isn't cool anymore?
When people like box themselves into one specific
that's
kind of
niche. The box thing is crazy.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Tell me about the box.
Yeah, so I've learned throughout my DJ career that people try to put you in a box. And like for me, it's been like, quote unquote, I'm an open format DJ because I can play different genres of music, but I don't really like what the term open format means because I don't think people really embrace each genre or the artistry of the genre. So yeah, I really like ground myself alternative house music, but I feel like when you get put in a box, you get limited, and then people are like, "Ooh, look at this box!" But I need someone else who can do this, and I'm like, "But I can also do this." So like, but you know, you're this. So for example, I'm a DJ, I'm a producer, and I'm also like a person that makes a lot of remixes, right? But people think I sit down and I make remixes like really, really long in my DAW, 7 hours, and it's like, oh, I just do it live. So when I DJ, it's also done live. So yeah, I feel the box is very limiting because there's like DJ, you're a DJ, cool, and I'm like alternative house. Oh, so you play house music? I'm like, no, I can play most things. I don't play dubstep. It's not my thing. I can play country music. I've had to do it multiple times. Yeah, you'd be surprised.
And you make it work.
Yeah, I had to do an hour of country music at a wedding, and I've surprised myself. And I was like, okay. Shout out to this country edit pack that I bought. You know? Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Buy edit packs. You know, don't illegally download music. Support your small communities, your micro communities. There's a lot out there. Don't get things for free. Stop streaming.
There you go.
24/7.
Fuck Spotify.
Kinda like I like Spotify, you know? Like they stopped doing the ICE ads, so thank you. That's what happens when you hold people accountable. But yeah, I definitely feel that it's like, how do I explain it? It's like, okay, we don't like Spotify, but you guys aren't about to go back to SoundCloud. You know what I mean? So
I feel like a lot of it is convenience, you know, people.
And that's what it comes down to. It's like SoundCloud was very convenient, but like people and like the industry realized like, oh, let's shift people over to like Apple Music, iTunes, bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah. Also, Meta's trying to do a thing now where if you put music up there, they can be a distributor for your music now, because people don't listen to music; they just listen to like trending audio, which I thought was so weird. I'm starting to learn that now. But yeah.
How would you suggest people escape their box? You know, the box that either they put themselves in or are put in by others. And how have you? Let's start with that. We'll start with that.
Yeah. How did I escape my box?
Yeah.
By like telling people I'm not just this one thing that you think I am. So like, I think that's always comes down to even when I was like a kid. You're like, hey, you gotta act this way. I'm like, nah. Like, you know, I'm gonna do it my own way. Yeah. So be like Miles Morales. Do it your own way. Like, a box is cool to help people identify where you're at. You know, you can be in vicinity of the box, but like, at least get a way out of the box or connect the boxes. You know. Remember Out of the Box? Great show.
No.
You never watched? Oh no. You never watched Out of the Box?
No. I don't want to say you're a lot older than me, but you got a few years on me. I'm 24.
Wow. Okay. So anyone who's watching this and doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm a fossil. Out of the Box is a classic. I was born in '94, so you do the math. Okay.
Well, how do you challenge yourself to improve your craft and continue to become the best DJ that you can possibly be?
Yeah, I scale myself to myself. Like my dear friend Sage always says, it's you versus you. Because I've realized if I keep looking outwardly to be better than that person, like eventually, like, yeah, if I work hard enough, I can be better than that person, but what do I really get out of it? But in the longevity, it's like, okay, if I'm just better than myself from yesterday and I show up a little bit better or more intentional from the last time I DJ'd, then I have like a last. And I've learned that if you just do things with intention, it doesn't really feel like you're trying to like be better than anyone else or better than yourself. You're just doing something that makes sense for you. And now if the byproduct is you are better than everybody else, well, gosh darn. That it's a tough cookie. But hey, it's a cookie. So but everyone has a possibility. You know, just do it with intention. I do things with intention.
Absolutely.
And I'm just ironically really good at it.
And you just try to, like, I've heard something similar to that. Just try to be 1% better than you were the previous time or the previous day, and that'll add up over time.
Because I've also learned most people who also do the same thing as you aren't doing the same thing as you, because they like might not have the same work ethic or the same skill set, and that's okay. Okay, there's someone better than me as a DJ, and I love that.
Yeah, there's always going to be someone that's it's a big pond,
yeah,
and
like,
you're only one fish in it.
Yeah, can I be better than Kate Trinata if I dedicated my life to that and wanting to be better than this one person? But I'm like, is that a disservice to my entire community? And is that also a disservice to the person that inspires me? Yeah, so why would I?
And that's also kind of putting yourself in a box.
Yeah. Like, look at this spiteful dude trying to just be better than Kate Trinata.
Just do whatever makes you happy, truly.
Yeah.
And what is if you could complement your current DJ skill set with any like other skill set, you know, like whether it's like another form of art or what would that be? What do you think that would be?
I would like to take the curation that I do for like pieces of media and then shift it around like dinner menus.
Dinner menus?
Yeah, like, you know, like you ever been like to a restaurant and like the music in the restaurant's like pretty good, you know, but like every other song's good, and like, but it's the full song, and then there's like that little fade, and then it's the next song. You know, I want to take what I do curating, and like sit down with a restaurant and curate like a set of songs or beats that go with their entire menu that like would make like, you know, the people working a dinner shift enjoy being there for. I don't know, they're like there for 8 hours. They hear the same songs all the time. So yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you would love to create curated playlists for restaurants.
For restaurants.
What does the DJ Ananas restaurant look like? What kind of food are you serving?
Oh, okay. First and foremost, pineapple on pizza. We
got to kill the stigma.
I
It's not that bad.
I don't even know if I want to even serve pizza at this restaurant, but I like pineapple. Hence the Ananas part. But pineapple on pizza is not as bad as everyone thinks it is. But if I'm being very serious, I'm really thinking like really, really good seasoned food from different cultures. So I'm thinking like Jamaican food for starters, Indian food, Southeast Asian food. And if you can find a way to make all of that a thing, I know there has to be someone who can make that into an egg roll or like a series of egg rolls, and maybe that'll be the DJ Ananas thing. You ever been to Italy before?
No. Have you?
I have.
Whatever.
I have. Well, I'm just gonna say best pizza ever, best pasta ever. So yeah,
it's not even comparable.
Like, yeah, it's like imagine eating like at a pizza, like imagine just eating at quote unquote not even the best pizza spot in Rome, right? Just a pizza spot in Rome,
just like your hole in the wall,
yeah, hole in the wall pizza spot, right? And then you come home and everyone's like, "Yo, we about to order some Domino's, some Papa John's, some Pizza Hut."
Like, you've tasted greatness.
Exactly. I'm like, this isn't bad. This just isn't peak.
What is your most controversial opinion, if you care to share that?
Like about DJing?
Maybe regarding the space, but if you wanted to take it like more universal, then you could totally do that.
Okay, well, I want you to start a podcast, so I will not I will not talk about certain nations that have influence around the world. But my most controversial take is that this is a tough one. This is such a tough one. It could be anime related. It could be anything.
I feel like you're one of those people that doesn't really care, or not doesn't care, but is fine with just saying what's on your mind.
Yeah, 100%. So it's like this isn't even like my most controversial take. It's just like anything that comes to mind. Yeah, actually, here we go. I'll just go with one of my most recent controversial takes. Community leaders listen to R. Kelly and use AI. And I'll get in depth what that means. We don't like people who violate the rights of young people or anybody at that. But subjective morality will allow people to be like, oh well, I'm gonna still listen to R. Kelly, right? And I think if you've been affected by SA or anyone around you's been affected by that, it's really hard to like be like, hey yo, I'm gonna still support someone who's literally in jail for it. So that's tough. And then back to the AI thing, I think community leaders are meant to be beacons of like light and example. And like if you see a community leader do this thing that ultimately is not sustainable for the community or the environment, you're probably gonna hop on board because like, oh, if they did it, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, it's like a slippery slope, and I think AI is really controversial because it really destroys micro communities. And I understand the ability to get things done quick, but it's like, imagine if you had a relationship with somebody who can help you with that thing and it just took a little bit more time because it took a little intention, or that person didn't take that much time because they've been doing it for so long and they knock it out, bada bing, bada boom. But yeah.
Yeah, and it's with the community leaders, it's a multiplicative
yeah, it's
effect. Like you said, people hop on board. And,
yeah, we're like patient zero, unfortunately. Like I also believe that most people don't. Ooh, okay.
Get into it.
Here we go. Number two on my controversial take. Most people don't actually know what they like. They just have FOMO. Prime example. Most people who are probably watching this know what Stranger Things is, have watched Stranger Things, right? And you all got to the last episode of Stranger Things. I've never watched like all the way up to that point. I watched the first 2 seasons and I was like, dang. I don't understand why people like this so much. But you get to the end of it and it's so bad. It's so bad. Like everyone's like, this is terrible, just like Game of Thrones, right? To the point that people started lying to themselves and like, no, there's a secret episode. There's a secret episode. And then everyone hopped on board saying there was a secret episode, not even knowing if there was a secret episode or not, because, they wanted to know what it felt like to like have a good ending to their show.
Mm-hmm.
To realize people watch Stranger Things and possibly didn't like it. Think about why people watch Tiger King. You don't like animal cruelty, right? No one likes animal cruelty. Why would you watch Joe Exotic for a whole season? Just torture animals. Oh, because everyone everyone's watching it. I want to know what Carol Baskins did. Same thing with the Diddy documentary. You guys don't like that stuff, but you're like, ooh, let me watch 3 hours dedicated to this man.
We know what he did.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's weird, but like people sit down and be like, oh yeah, I gotta watch it. And then they'll come to me like, Justin, did you watch it? I'm like, if you don't get out of my face, because you know I didn't watch it. Like, now if you're like, Justin, did you watch Maki like do her Kill Bill impression in that last episode of JJK? Yes, I did. Multiple times. It was amazing. It was sensational.
Yeah, people just want to be a part of the like discourse that's happening on Twitter, and just not even like you barely talk to people about the new Stranger Things. I mean, I at least don't. I know I didn't watch it either. I watched the first 3 seasons, and I was fine with missing season 4 and 5. I was like, oh, just
it didn't keep
watch
my
them
interest, and people are like, what do you mean? I'm like, it didn't keep my interest.
And they act like you're the crazy one.
Yeah, I'm like, are you crazy for watching a mid-TV show that millions of other people watched, and then you guys all agree that it was bad? But God forbid, I'm like, hey, you guys should watch K-pop Demon Hunters because whatever, won a Grammy, man, whatever, But hey, it's one of the trending things on Netflix. Watch K-pop Demon Hunters. Just saying.
Watch it. I gotta watch it too. That's gonna be on my homework list. You're talking about R. Kelly and
Boondocks did a great episode on R. Kelly, and we're living it right now.
And that came when did that? You know what?
I don't even
that's
know.
a whole saga. We don't have to get into that. But like separating the art from the artist is something that you hear a lot. What is your stance on this? And what do you think about with like Kanye West and R. Kelly, or just like that general like sphere of people?
Hey, I'm going to say this. Subjective morality is a thing. People will make exceptions for certain things and be like, but, it's because of this. And I will say that I have subjective morality. Ready? Do I say I am influenced and also love the music and works of Kanye West and Northwest? For sure. Has Kanye West said really terrible things in the past? For sure. Has he apologized for it? For sure. Does that make it right? No. But if someone's like, Justin, can you not play the college dropout? What am I going to do? Argue with them? Like, okay, I get it. But come on. All Falls Down is a banger. But then and then that's where it becomes apples or oranges. Like, did, Kanye West negatively hurt people as bad as R. Kelly? Can I play Jesus Walks, or should I play Step in the Name of Love? They're both in the wrong, but I'm gonna obviously be like, yo, but Kanye's not that bad. So yeah, I guess that whole separate the art from the artist thing is like a double-edged sword, because artists are people, right? And artists make mistakes. Now, if they make repeated mistakes that get them in really crazy legal problems, I don't know if I could be like, that's a mistake, that's a choice.
Not learning from it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Kanye West was a completely different person back then to who this is Ye now.
This isn't Ben. I'm not gonna act like I know this man in any capacity, but I've witnessed him go through a lot, just from the outside as a consumer, and as an artist, I've been in very interesting situations that I'm just like, this must happen to all artists. And I can imagine when you're at a certain level, it's just intensified, and people relying on you for things, you being I don't know. It's just interesting, but it doesn't excuse some of the things.
DJ Ananas, what projects do you have coming up, and what's next for you, just in general?
I think project-wise, I will continue to keep doing these edit packs each month. They've been R&B based for the last few months, which is really interesting. But I think I'm gonna shift over into the housey things. I am working on a beat tape that is just house beats, and really upbeat, car clubby. If you ever played any of the car games back in the day. And then yeah, relocation to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
Keep you posted on what that looks like.
Absolutely.
And then I think just like a couple live sessions here in this apartment before the relocation, apartment 104 or whatever I'm going to call it. And just, you know, have different artists come through or DJs come through and record sets and, you know, spend time with some friends and my community before I leave it.
Absolutely. And thank you for your presence,
Thank you.
your work, and everything that you have brought to Springfield and just to every space that you enter. I love your work, man, and I appreciate you as a human too. Thank you for everything that you are and that you do.
Thank you for, you know, what you do. I think like people don't get the background of people, you know, and like your interviews let me learn a lot about other people. Now people get to learn about me. So that's kind of cool and necessary because
absolutely
we're not Jean Grey. We can't read minds. So yeah.
And I personally I love doing this because I get to know my favorite artists even a little bit. My favorite artists are local artists, like people that I know, you know. So it's always a pleasure. And thank you very much. Are there any last words you'd like to share with our audiences at home?
Yeah. You know, be intentional, drink more water, and you know, just make sure that you plant seeds so the wine doesn't like dry out, you know. Plant your own seeds so you have your own winery, and if the wine dries out, you can go make some more wine. So yeah.
Boom. Make more wine.
There you go.
Well, thank you, DJ Ananas.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Woohoo.
Adios.
Adios, muchacho.